gay people, it could be a little bit different
or
in that
any
perspective.
situation where you can meet the person at Olive Garden and you feel like you need to have sex with that person at Olive Garden.
You meet the person at Olive Garden. That's
not happening to me at Olive Garden.
That is crazy. Not the Olive Garden.
That is a wild. Wait a minute.
That's wild.
Now I'm even more excited to talk about
I'm
this.
concerned and a little nervous. Three, two, motherfucking one.
Bitch.
Right.
I hate that shit.
And I'm the HBIC.
And I'm the HBOSSPO.
What the fuck does
and
that
I'm
spell?
Kyle.
Oh. All right. Well, damn. So it's fuck. Well, I feel like I'm just the only host today.
Oh my god, are we guest stars?
We are.
I've never
You're
been a guest star on my
You're
own.
a guest star.
I'm not on my own pod.
On your own podcast.
Speechless.
I just don't.
Let me
I just don't know what to
let me
say.
move your mic.
You're a guest star now.
Actually,
on your
I'm
own
a guest
podcast.
star?
It's fine. Okay.
Oh shit. Okay.
Are you a guest star or are you a guest star?
I'm a guest brat star.
A guest brat star. Oh, so she's claiming brat.
Charlie XCX, please don't sue us.
Right. Don't, because we love you. And
Yes,
I want
please.
To be
I want to sing So I with you on stage. It's so bad.
I'm gonna move your mic just real fast.
All right.
So am I still like a guest star?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Anyway.
All right.
So welcome back to the Gay Agenda. This is episode 7 and we are talking about hookup culture. So let's first
introduction.
Yes, introduction. Okay. One. Obviously, for anyone who is new to the podcast, I'm James, and this is Kyle. Beautiful Kyle, we love. And we have our favorite person ever, or at least my favorite person. Brie what?
I'm Brie.
Yeah.
Just Brie.
Fuck
your mom and Brie.
Oh. Okay.
Just Brie.
Fuck your mama Brie.
Fuck your mom. Not really, but no, seriously. I am Brie. I am James's best friend. I am Kyle's friend. Yeah.
Anyway.
This one's best friend, that one's friend, so I'm adequate to give a straight opinion on whatever you have to question.
And we are so excited.
Right.
I am so excited. I have been talking about this for so long to get a straight woman's perspective. Like, I can't wait. This is the podcast I have been waiting for, to be honest.
Yes, we've been needing someone who knows not just me, but also knows the gay culture, but also she's very familiar. She understands quite a lot. Like, she's not had a moment in many situations where she's not been influenced by at least one single gay man, I think, at this point now. Obviously, besides, like, her whole upbringing, but we also don't know that. So we're going to obviously take into account that she is our straight ally right now who is going to be giving us multiple feedbacks and multiple opinions on what we're talking about today. And I think that it is definitely needed. We don't have many people who are willing to be on the podcast that are straight because for any who knows the fuck reason, we would love for more people to be on it, but it is very much like, you know, I think a lot of people are a little scared to talk about their opinions with gay people.
And I feel like we are not so necessarily scared as to be like, what needs to be addressed needs to be addressed.
I feel like with people, when it comes to straight, they feel probably intimidated only because they feel like they don't know as much. But let me tell you, any feeling that you feel is experienced universal. So everybody feels that way. Relationship, gay, straight, socialization, gay or straight. Mm-hmm. Everybody feels that way. He told me that I need to speak up. So you feel as you feel. And that's universal. Feeling scared, feeling straight, feeling anxious, feeling antisocial, that is universal. No matter what the situation, no matter gay, straight, bi, whatever, everybody feels that way. So just talk.
Right. It's just better to be honest and truthful and also have like moments of realistic like expectations with people. Like, obviously I'm not expecting her to know every single fucking thing that we talk about, but I know that she very
She's
much
probably not
has...
expecting us to know everything.
Right.
What goes on in
vice
this world.
versa.
Like,
vice versa, right. But today, we're talking about...
That's what we're here to know about each other.
1000%. So, I mean, just to give a little preface, obviously me and Kyle have known each other for a while. Me and Bri knew each other for a fucking minute. Like, before I met Kyle, I knew Brianna, and me and her have had many a times together where she's experienced a lot of gay situations. But today's topic is very much about hookup culture. Obviously, this happens in both gay and straight environments, and we obviously know that, like, it is a different kind of experience. So we are going to be talking about our experiences as gay men, but also her experience as a straight woman. And we also are going to be experiencing many things where we may or may not have differing opinions, but at the same time,
that's totally fine.
That is so normal. Like, we have to obviously normalize that. There's people who literally...
That's what we need to talk about.
Right.
Is the differentiating opinions.
Yeah,
like,
1000%. I'm like, the fact that we have such different experiences makes it, like, a whole nother level of, like, what you're experiencing, right? So, without any further ado, we're going to jump into it. But if you guys are new, I'm James.
I'm Bri. And that's Kyle. Sorry.
I'm Kyle.
So we have myself, James, Bri, and Kyle, because that was a lot. But at the end of the day, for those who are new, I really hope you guys stick to this podcast and at least try to understand where we're coming from.
Yes.
But also, this is the gay agenda. Like, we're literally talking about everything gay.
We want everyone
and
to
I'm
comment.
I am socially... Well, I am camera awkward to this situation, but I'm still giving opinions. So I hope that even if you're awkward to podcasts and YouTubes and TikTok, whatever or Spotify is where this is posted to, just listen. Be open to listen, because right now I'm uncomfortable with the camera, but I'm open to talk. So just, I hope that you're open to listening to everything.
And just listen, and just, if you have a question, comment.
Yes.
Yeah. If you have an opinion,
even if
comment.
you're scared.
This is not the only time we're going to be talking about this.
Right.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about it multiple times. Like, we want
public
open-ended conversations. Like,
1000%. I feel 100%
like 100% honesty.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
There's a lot of people who I feel like are scared to talk about specific topics, especially something like hookup culture. And I know that can be very nerve-wracking for people.
Hookup culture, we mean anything that has to do with you and another person hooking up and then forgetting. Like, or not forgetting, but doing it one time and then you questioning what happens the next day.
yes.
That is hookup culture. You just met.
Preferably in like a bar or club setting, which is where most of the time it happens. Gay people, it could be a little bit different
or
in that
any
perspective.
situation where you can meet the person at Olive Garden and you feel like you need to have sex with that person at Olive Garden.
You meet the person at Olive Garden. That's
not happening at Olive Garden.
That is crazy. Not the Olive Garden.
That is a wild. Wait a minute.
That's wild.
I'm even more excited to talk about this.
I'm concerned and a little nervous. So, but at the end of the day,
she said it with whole chest out.
Whole chest.
Olive Garden.
Right.
She literally looked at me. She goes, "At an Olive Garden." I said, "Wait a minute."
She was being dead ass.
Yeah. I was like, "Okay, you know what? Let's wrap into it.
Let's figure it out." But there are many things to talk about. I think literally we all have had our own experiences, many experiences with hookup culture. I mean, it is differing from like gay culture to straight culture. Like, there is very much a different feeling that comes with the weight of being able to hook up with someone or doing it or just thinking about it too. Like, there's a whole lot of things that can come from that. So I guess to like kind of start off, I kind of want to hear from Kyle specifically, right? Gets the shout out, the first shout out of the fucking episode.
The guest star and the guest star.
Right, the guest star. Right. I want to hear from Kyle specifically about what he thinks about hookup culture. First off, not in like a broad... Actually, you know what? Let's start in a broad sense. Okay. Let's talk about, in a way, what are your opinions about hookup culture?
In my opinion about hookup culture, in my personal opinion, I think it is very stereotypical. Not just in our gay culture. I think it's stereotypical in any culture. If you want to hook up with someone, go fucking hook up with someone. I will be that supportive ass friend that will be like, yo, that bitch is hot. Go right ahead. Like, I will be your wingman. We are humans. Sex should be normal.
Yeah.
Now, saying that, if you don't want to hook up with that person, don't hook up with that person.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, we will go somewhere else to make you more comfortable. We will do anything else. But speaking up on that, I personally, in my personal opinion, I think hookup culture is so... I wouldn't say overhyped, but I would say, like, over-focused on it, especially in the gay culture. I would say hookup culture is so over-focused in the gay culture where it should not be.
Yeah.
If you want to go hook up with that person at the club, go hook up with that person at the club. Who the fuck cares? But, like, if you don't want to, then don't do it.
Right.
Now, saying that, the stereotypes about gay culture for hookup culture, that's where I kind of draw the line, because, like, it is overhyped in my opinion.
Yeah.
In the gay culture.
No, yeah.
Whereas it shouldn't be, to where I know people in the straight lifestyle do that. We have straight people that we know that do that, and that's totally fine. Who cares?
Right.
I'm going to support you either way.
Right.
But it's not, in my opinion, I feel like talked about, which is where I want someone in the straight culture to talk about that. Yeah. I want someone to give their own opinion on that, because I might be ignorant on that.
Yeah.
And that's where I stand.
Yeah.
Alright, do you want me to give my opinion?
Yeah, you can totally go for it.
So, I'm sorry if I don't look at the camera that much. To me, if I talk to them, it makes them alright.
Talk to us.
Perfect.
Don't worry about it.
Straight hookup in the straight community. Well, hookups in the straight community, I feel like it's very, like, not like, I feel like it's not talked about. It's judged. It's dehumanized. It's not as acceptable as it is in the gay community, because in the gay community, as categorized as the gay community is, with it being judged, with it being like hated and all these things, hookups are normal. Like, oh yeah, he's gonna do this and he's gonna do that because he's gay. In the straight community, if she or he hooks up with her and him, or she hooks up with him and him, it's looked at as like, oh, you're being a slut. Are you not going to marriage? Do you not think about the guys that you're going to hook up with in the future? That's what I feel like it is in the straight community, which I want it to be like demolished, because we're all human.
Right.
We all experience. I was just gonna ask. Not to be a therapist.
No,
how do you feel about that? Like,
right.
How do you feel about that? But, like, honestly, how do you feel about that?
No, but
like,
dead ass.
Yeah.
No, dead ass. It sucks. It sucks because we are experiencing just as much as life. I know that sentence didn't make sense, but I'm experiencing life just as much as you and him and his grandfather. Like, I see everything. Thank God, to me. I can experience gay culture as much as I can experience straight culture, and I see everything. I see girls that I like, and I see guys that I like, and I want to hook up with them, and I want to have fun, and they want to have fun with me. But I know that I'm in the straight culture, I'm minimalized to my experience, because if I do this with her, it identifies me as such. If I do this with him and him and him, it identifies me as such. And what I mean is, if you in the straight culture have sex with more than like 2 guys in probably like 3 weeks, you're labeled a hoe. If more than one person finds out. And
but
that's
in
not
the gay
fair.
culture, it's not like that.
Right.
It's
like
not.
In the gay culture, to jump off that, in the gay culture, you hook up with 3 guys in 1 week, it's normal. Like, and to be
but
fair,
that's serious,
it's true. It's
to
true.
be fair,
but just to like put it in
really,
perspective is crazy.
To be fair,
but,
like that's not fair.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's normalized
Yeah.
in the gay community, and
I think it's because there's...
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, I guess. No, but yeah, it's very true. I think, like, gay individuals, especially gay males, it's very much common to be quite real. We call it, like, the gay handshake, where, like, you literally fuck that person or have done something with that person, and then immediately you're like, oh, no, like, oh, yeah, by the way, who are you? Like, let me just, like, become your friend now.
You see, in the straight community, doing that gay handshake is, like, shamed upon. Right. How dare you have sex with somebody who you don't even know their name? And there's songs about it. There's rap songs about it where it's like, yeah, I fucked that bitch and I don't even know her first name. Mm-hmm. I fucked that bitch and I don't even know her last name, or I don't even know her... You know what I'm saying? Which just sucks because everybody's just trying to experience. They're just trying to have a good time. They're just trying to broaden their spectrum, and now they're being judged for it, and that sucks. Because it's like... I get where there's a top, whereas, like, you're doing it with every person every week of 3 months. But where is there a line between that girl is experimenting, whether or it's that girl is just... And now in the straight culture, there's loose, there's thought, there's hoe, there's whatever the fuck, but that's only referring to females. Right. That's not referring to males.
Yeah, I feel like too, like, and obviously, like, I mean, I think every gay man has had their straight era, you know what I mean? And I think, can see, but I do see where you're coming from, where it's like, it seems like women are judged way harder and more strict than a man is in a straight relation or a straight hookup or whatever it is, because they see themselves as more, like, I feel like straight men think that it's more acceptable for them versus women, when in reality it should be very much equally okay. And there's some reason that men love to call out women and say fucking crazy shit about women. I think it's culture. Because
I grew up in a very Caribbean culture. I'm Dominican. So my mother did not like when I drank. My mother did not like when I smoked. Even though I told her the truth about everything. I spoke to her up front when I was drunk, when I was high. Whatever the fact was, I told her up front, and multiple of my family members would hide it and get away with it and be seen as superiority compared to me. But it's not fair, because I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you what I want to do. I'm telling you what I have done, and I want help. But you can't provide me that help because you are hiding your experiences. Yeah. So due to you hiding your experiences, you're not allowed to tell me what I should or shouldn't do. I have to figure it out myself. Yeah. And that's not fair. That is not fair. Yeah. Because now you're making me the bad person because you're not allowed to tell me that you've done the same thing. You're not allowed to tell me that you've experienced the same thing. So now you feel bad, and in conscience you're feeling guilty because you think that I feel bad. Because I'm doing the same thing you have. I'm just exploring. I am just exploring as much as you have. But since there's no education in any of the processes, we all just feel guilty. Yeah. My mom feels guilty for telling me or for hearing that I've done the same thing she has, even though she's thought that it's wrong. And now I feel guilty because my mom is not explaining to me. And James knows my mom. James knows that my mom, as much as I've been drunk and all that and gone back home, like I've been drunk and made my way back home with James, my mom still feels like I am lesser. I am horrible. I am the worst daughter on earth. All because I did the same thing she did, but she couldn't explain it to me how to do it properly. Right. She didn't have the education to show me, like, okay, you should take this many shots. You should not drink this. You should not do this. You should not drink around these people. Like, she didn't tell me. I'm wrong the same way she's wrong, but she doesn't know how to tell me that.
I think I wish people would have talked about, like, the experiences you'll see and feel if, say, you do hook up with someone. And say if something happens. Say if you end up getting pregnant, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of things should you be aware of at that time? Or what kind of things should you be aware of if, God forbid, you get an STD? You know what I mean? Like, there's all these things that happen with hookup culture. And I feel like, of course, you know, like, obviously I'm always going to validate you and everything that you say and every experience you've had. But I want to know specifically for you, like, if you could go back and say, like, talk to anybody, what would you wish they would have told you, or, like, at least, like, been able to, like, say to you to make you feel comfortable with being able to actually have a hookup experience and not feel the shame and not feel the guilt that comes with it?
I feel like I wish my mom would have told me it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to who you are and your value. I cannot stress this enough. I'm about to cry the way I say it. Because I've been through So when I was younger, I swear, true story. When I was younger, I had a best friend. Her name was V. Let's call her V. Mm-hmm. Me and her were very close. Because I did not have siblings. I was the only child. And my mom made so many decisions just off me that I was by myself. My mom would move from Pennsylvania to New York to Colorado to Ohio with just me. So I was by myself. I didn't have any friends. So when we were in New York, which was our like stable point, which we had my grandmother, my aunt, and everybody in. So whenever we moved back to New York, we had them. I had a best friend. Her name was V. And I talked to her a lot. So moving from New York to Pennsylvania, I talked to her. I fell asleep on FaceTime. I joked with her every day. I spoke to her from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., which is what you do when you're young. You're like, hey, good morning. Right. I did this today. I did that today. And then when you go to sleep, you're like, all right, good night, my love. Mm-hmm. But it's innocent. It's just you bringing validation to the friendship. Right. So there was a morning where my mom read all the text messages. Mm-hmm. And she was like, are you gay? I hope you know that your grandma, which my grandma was a Christian pastor. She was like, I hope you know your grandma's going to be so disappointed in you. And then sent me off to school. 8:30. After that, she was like, goodbye. Sociology, first class, math, second period, gym, third period, whatever. But the whole time, it broke me. Mm. I couldn't talk to anybody in the school. And I couldn't talk to my best friend. And it had nothing to do with her fault. She was just me and my best friend. But now me thinking that our friendship was hurting my grandmother and our entire family, I felt like I needed distance from her so bad that if she even tried to get close to me, I had to fight her. Only because in my young brain, you are breaking up my family. I can't do this. I wish in that moment, because my best friend was the only person who I felt connected to. My family did not take 5 minutes out their day to ask me if I was okay, to ask me how I felt about school. Not what I did in school, because that's a big difference. What I did in school and how I felt about school are two big different things. I can tell you I did math. I can tell you I did science. I can tell you I went to gym.
During the period.
How I felt about science, I hated it. How I felt about gym, I did not want to be there. Those are different conversations. My family didn't take the time, but they took the time to critique and tell me that all of my feelings overall were wrong. Mm-hmm. If I was my mother, which one day I hope to be, I would tell my daughter, I would ask my daughter, how do you feel? It's that simple.
So it's very true, like a lot of people do shame straight individuals for, in general, especially straight women, for hooking up with someone, even though that's what they feel in the moment and that's what they want to do. And I think a lot of straight men like to control women specifically about things that they should or shouldn't do. They like to act as if, oh, like, okay, because I talked to you once, now you're fucking mine and you better not ever fucking do that. And that is a problem. That's giving very much control-hungry men.
Unpopular opinion, I never felt that. Which is weird, because I feel like sometimes in some situations I should have felt that. Mm.
Like, do you feel like that because you are a very dependent woman?
Ooh.
Or independent? How do you feel about that?
Like, so rolling off of that, like, a lot of straight men, yes, we're calling out straight men, a lot of straight men like to feel empowered over
a woman.
Dependent women over women.
In general. So it's not even dependent women, it's women.
Do you feel like that because you feel independent? Like, do you feel like that because you are very, like, get the fuck off me, bitch? Like,
I don't think it's because I've been independent, because there are multiple times where I felt dependent. Like, I've had moments where I felt like I needed... Ooh, this is gonna fucking... People who know me are gonna be like, no way!
But, like, let's talk about it. Like, let's say it.
Here's a community shocker. I felt very dependent. I felt very needed of men's validation. I very felt needed of somebody who can tell me, like, oh, you're okay. And I feel like, this is a different subject, but I feel like because based on how I look, they're like, oh, you don't need me, so I can't manipulate you, so let me manipulate you in a different way. But... to the base of it, I did feel like there was the only reason I listened to you, the only reason I went home with you, the only reason I felt safe getting in your car is because I felt like you can make more sane decisions than I could at the moment, and that makes you more independent, which was not right.
I've never, like, thought about it like that.
It is.
Like,
and I am a very independent woman. Ask my friends. I make my own decisions. I'm very loud about my own independent opinion. But no matter how independent you are, there are moments where you feel insecure. But you trust in a man that you feel is more secure. And that necessarily doesn't make you right. It doesn't necessarily make you wrong. It just makes you vulnerable.
Right.
And that's fucking normal.
So with you specifically, because I think in the gay community, like, hookup culture is very much normalized. It's very much like I had mentioned, the gay handshake. That shit is, like, so freaking common. Like, it's insane. Like,
it's annoying.
It's literally like you can't meet a person without knowing that they've hooked up with someone else that you know. Like, it's very much that. Like, there is literally someone who is hooked up with the person or knows the person, and then you know that person, and then it's like a...
With us, that makes you wrong.
Right, but that's what I'm getting at. Is like, it's crazy that other men, especially straight men, can make a woman feel like that when it's literally your own choice, your own body, your own experience, and the fact that they want to keep that to themselves with this control and manipulation aspect.
And they can't.
They do, and they act like that. And, you know, I've seen it before. I've seen it literally with people that I am so close to, of course, you know, including current company. I've seen it multiple times where people think that because, oh, like, she's a little fucked up right now, we're at the club or whatever, like, oh, yeah, I'll take her home and it's okay. Like, no, that's not okay. If my friend is telling me that she doesn't feel comfortable, we're not gonna let that happen. Yeah. Like, that's never...
Like, if she doesn't feel comfortable, she doesn't feel comfortable.
It's literally, like, that's not gonna happen. And that's also the thing.
Period.
I think, too, like, obviously, like, you know, the straight energy for hookup culture is so different than what it is for gay men.
I think that I am blessed to have you. I am and was in certain situations blessed to have James. And now I'm blessed to have James, Kyle, Josh, which is not on this podcast, but you have seen him previous. To have them have your back and watch out for you and notice when you're on and when you're off is very important for a straight woman. Because it's, as a straight woman, when you have certain bullet points checked off, he pays for your drinks, he pays for your friends' drinks, he's nice to you at the beginning of the night, he's listening to you when you feel like, I want to go to this club and I want to go to that club, and your friends are tagging along with you. But after the last club, when you're like, I want to go home, and that man is like, no, you're going home with me, and you're like, okay, even though you don't or you do want to, it's what you feel like is expected is so that one is a hard boulder on your shoulders.
It's almost like an expectation of many men to, okay, like, I paid for you for tonight, so, like, you deserve to come home with me. Like, what? Like, It's very much...
And I get it. You know what's crazy is I get it. Let's say I paid $85 for me, you, and your friend. Mm-hmm. We go to the next club. Let's say I pay another $50.
Jumping off of that?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But in their heads, I could see how it could. Because I just wasted $100 dollars of my own money.
You did that on your own.
But there's a lot of opinions that feel like I did that because of.
But that's
and now they're like, what the
fuck? Of a woman to have to then reward them for what they did. And that is not true. You should never have to do anything regardless. This bitch could have spent $1,000 on me.
They did that on their own.
I don't give a fuck. You're not getting
They
anything
did that on
from
their
that.
fucking own.
And if
I didn't ask you to spend $1,000 on me. I didn't ask you to buy all those drinks for me. You did that on your own. Right. Is it appreciative? Yeah. Do I have to go home with you? Fuck no.
Yeah.
Fucker. No, baby. If I'm not attracted to you, I'm not attracted to you. Point blank, period. If I say no, no means fucking no.
Yeah, and I think that's the difference.
No is a sentence.
You know, is that
N-O period, sentence.
That's not a known fact.
And that isn't because
that should be a known fact.
I think it should be a very known thing.
Very known fact. N-O period. No. That should be a sentence.
Right.
That is a sentence.
But I think too, like, that is what I'm trying to get at, is the fact that there is a clear divide between what is normal and what is abnormal for a hookup scenario between gay and straight people. There's literally, like, for gay people, okay, like, you buy me a drink, okay, I buy you a drink, okay, so, like, I don't owe you shit now. And, like, I could literally say bye to you and walk away and go to my friends, and that's that. You don't have to hear
where she's coming from.
Limit?
That should be normal.
I get
what do you
it,
think is
but what
the
I'm
limit?
saying, the limit is, it's literally first of all, straight men need to understand their boundary. They need to understand that it is not up to them to decide what is acceptable. It is up to both parties. If they can't understand that, say, you know, they bought you a drink or they bought, like you said, like $80 of worth of shit, that is not an expectation that they should have. The expectation should be, okay, like, maybe next time we go out, like, maybe you get the drinks next time, right? It shouldn't even be about sex at all. And that's what's the problem. I think with gay men, we know that sex is some way of, like, connecting with each other, right? It sounds fucking crazy, but it is. And it sounds abnormal, and it is. I will not say. I'm gonna be honest.
Like
hookup culture. No, hookup culture. It's a multiple, and I'll speak to that. It is literally the fact that I think many people, especially in the gay community, believe that, oh, if I hook up with this person, then that makes me feel better, or that makes me feel good about myself, or that makes me feel desirable. But for a woman, it seems specifically like
it's expected.
It's an expected thing, and that shouldn't be the case. And a lot of men love to have this power-hungry energy. I've seen it before. Remember that one time when that motherfucker got dragged out of the club? You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That motherfucker
We're
had
going to call him Mr. B.
Mr. B. His ass would have got
shit's
whooped.
Ugly.
His shit would have been rocked. If he tried that shit in front of you, that shit would have been... Bitch would have been KO'd. And that's as simple as that. I don't put up with that shit. Obviously, I protect you because I love you to death. But, like, every other woman has to know that that is not at all an expectation. No. You should never have to feel as though you need to be pushed to some point, expected to do something. That is not the case. A lot of men in straight society in current day do that. I know it's
weird. For every straight woman out there, I know this whole podcast sounds weird because it's like, oh, I did this, but I did this, and I insinuated this. No. Baby girl, if I've learned from them, I've learned they did it on their own free will. Mm-hmm. You bought me a drink, it's because you wanted to. Exactly. I look good tonight, and you wanted to buy me and my friend a whole round of drinks. Because it is because you wanted to.
And there should be no repayment.
It's because you did this. Anything you did is because you wanted to. I should not have to get out of the club, get escorted, whatever the fact is, because now you're getting escorted. Now I have to go with you and I have to have sex.
Absolutely.
No, you chose to do that on your own free will.
Right.
Which is weird because I do feel I still even saying that. Yeah, I do feel obligated to go home with you because you spent a certain amount of dollars on me and my friends. So now I'm owed to you.
let her speak.
That is so fucking, baby boy, you did that. You spent that amount of money. I didn't ask you to. You said, let me pay for that. Let me pay for that. Let me pay for that. Just because you said, let me pay for that, doesn't mean that let me pay for that equals she's coming home with me. Right. No.
Not at all. Yeah.
No. Let me pay for that, and guess what? I'm going home with James, and I'm going home with Kyle, and I'm not going home with you. And if you're having a problem with that, take that up with the bouncer. Yeah. You chose to spend that money.
Yep.
Please. Please feel that way. Please feel that way. Please.
Are you going to say anything about it, or no?
No, I'm done. No,
gives the ick. Like, it does give the ick. It's very much ick.
It is very much ick.
Like, you men out here, not cute. Like,
yeah. It's giving that, I think, obviously, like, I think gay men normalize it because it is men to men. And I think you can't really have much of a power difference unless there is, like, say, like, you're clearly a bottom and the other person's clearly a top and they want to pay for you. But at the end of the day, it is still your decision to make up whether or not you want to go home with that person.
You bought that person a drink.
You do not have to do shit. And that's the funniest thing
is that... In straight culture, that's called manipulation. That's what they call.
Well,
if you bought them a drink and you expect sex and they don't give you sex, that's called manipulation.
So that would be the man thinking that you're manipulating them. Mm-hmm. Well, fuck that. Because at the end of the day, obviously free will is free will. And you, as a woman, should have 1,000%, and I'm not saying what you should, but obviously you know that. Yeah. But like, free will is free will. Men pay for shit because they feel like in some way they're gonna get something back for it, and it's very much this reciprocity thing where they believe, oh, I did this for you, now you better put out for me. That is not even the case. Like, to be quite real, if someone thinks that way, they need to reevaluate their whole entire value system, because that doesn't make sense. It's very much like, as a gay man, if somebody bought me a drink, I'm going to say, thank you, I appreciate that, and then leave it at that. There is no fucking expectation, nor would I let there be an expectation, but that's also me on being very, like, hard-headed and whatnot, but it's very much like, it is so different. Like, it is so different. Like, there is, obviously, we've seen this many times where people expect, and I've even had to turn people down to be like, you know what, like, no, I'm not going with you. I'm going to go with my friends. I'm going to go have a good time.
I'm very uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to be in this situation right now. Right. Like, I had to do that literally last week.
Yeah.
Like, I told the person, I was like, I'm very uncomfortable in this situation right now. Like, I am a little bit tipsy, but, like, I'm not tipsy enough to be like, yo, I'm fucked up. Like, let's do this. Like, I don't feel comfortable in this situation. I'm going to exit myself right now.
And I want more straight women to be able to vocalize that.
Yes.
I am uncomfortable. I do not want to feel... I am uncomfortable and I don't want to be in this situation. Please. Please. I cannot stress this enough. You are able to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you don't, call for help.
Right.
Do an angel shot. Like that Josh said. Please do it, because so many straight women fall victim into that. Like, well, he bought me this shot, now I'm drunk. My friend has disappeared. I'm at the bar still with this guy who's bought me how many drinks. Now I have to go home with him because he bought me this many drinks and my friend has disappeared. No.
Right.
No.
Right. If anything, make that man buy you a motherfucking Uber.
Yes.
And make sure that shit literally is going to your fucking house.
Crib.
And do not let that person, like, I swear to God, it is like, I wish most women would come to gay bars, because obviously we have your fucking back. Like, there is no fucking way that I would let somebody do that shit and expect something out of it.
Crazy.
When in reality, we all should have the free will to make a decision. Clearly, straight men love to make decisions for other people because that's their fucking job, apparently. I don't know who the fuck gave them that, but they believe that things are supposed to be how they are, when in reality, we all have our own moments. We all should be able to say something about it. And I'm going to be real, like, you know, it sometimes is very sad when I feel like some people can't voice their own opinion because they're nervous or they're scared or they're worried about the repercussions or consequences. And at the end of the day, fuck them. You don't know them. Unless they're your motherfucking husband or some shit. Even then, like, still, you should never feel the need.
Exactly.
Right. Like, there is never this obligation to hook up with somebody. For me, if I want to hook up with somebody, I'm going to hook up with somebody.
Right.
But if I don't want to, I'm going to say no.
If you are drunk or fucked up in any of the third, use that as an excuse to
Say
raise
something.
your motherfucking voice.
Yes.
You're drunk.
Yes.
Scream it up to the sky. Act as drunk as you feel. I don't want to go home with you.
Right.
And
scream it.
Raise that octave
like,
about 7, baby. Do the backflip, do a split in front of him and be like, I'm not going home with you.
You say,
make everybody aware. Period.
Some crazy
I'm
shit.
not interested.
Right. Start
I'm good.
Say,
exactly.
No, literally.
No, baby. Bring it to the attention that has to be brung to for somebody to be like, yeah, she's not going home with you. Yeah. I don't care what you're saying.
2024 now. Like, someone will come up and be like, bro, she's not interested. Like, go
so voice
away.
it. And make the alcohol or whatever you are, whatever substance you feel or state of being that you are, use that to your advantage. Please use it to your advantage.
And do not let somebody
act dumb, because that's something I learned being a straight female. If I am using of any substance, whatever mental state I am, I'm going to use it to my advantage. If people feel like I'm more drunk than I am, bet I'm going to use it to stumble, hold myself upon him, hold my do this, hold it, to make it seem like I don't need to be going home with this man. I don't need to be here. I can't make my own sound decision.
Who are they to you?
Right.
Who are they to you? Who
just
are they to be like? Who the fuck? Why are they acting like? Who fucking cares, bro? As long as you get out of that situation.
Yeah. And there's even situations like I've seen in bars in Vegas where like if say like because they have women's bathrooms of course and gay bars too. But if someone's uncomfortable, they even have like those little like whiteboards on the back of the stall that'll say like if you're uncomfortable, like write your name and like write a contact. They have shit like that, and that's very important because it's like, why should you have to be able to feel unsafe and still be around that person? Yeah. Like that's crazy to me. But at the same time, I still understand 1,000% how some people are not able to speak up either out of like fear of being hurt, fear of being abused, fear of being fucking kidnapped. Like there's tons of
fear
things.
Of being excluded. Please do not let the fear of being excluded take over you.
Being gaslit
is
like,
crazy.
Do not let a man be gaslit.
What is the definition?
Do not let a man make you feel bad for not going home with him.
Right,
but
like, also
never do that.
But being gaslit,
I bought you this, I bought you that, I bought you that, I bought you that. Why are you not coming home with me in my bed?
Like, I'd be like, bitch, because you did it on your own.
And I would have said, I would have said exactly that. I would have said, you did that on your own free will. I don't owe you shit.
Don't let the Florida come out.
I can go on a date with you when I'm sober. I can go on a date with you or some
Where's the
type
contact
of thing.
when we're sober?
I could text you. Like I don't have to. Right. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to go with you.
Right.
And that's the thing. Like that's so crazy. Is that the difference between straight hookups is so much more scary in my mind than say like two gay men hooking up, because in that sense, I will fight a bitch. Like I'm ready. Like baby. I didn't do jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, and karate to not be able to knock a bitch the fuck out if they act crazy.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the fact that there is such a difference is just flabbergasting. That's why I love bringing Bri to the gay bars, because I know she's more safe than she would be in a straight bar with this man who she may not know. Obviously now she's in a completely happy and healthy relationship, love, but it's also, right, she's a flex the ring, right. Right, but at the end of the day, like, she can speak and attest to it because it is very common. And it sucks that it's so common. Sorry. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I want to use this podcast episode to empower people to know that there are ways to literally pull yourself out of that, prevent that from happening, but at the same time, speak up for you and be truthful about, hey, I don't fucking like you like that.
And don't be scared to get arrested, baby. Punch him in the fucking throat.
Something.
Punch him in the nuts. Punch him on anything.
Yeah. He would probably get arrested.
And claim sexual assault.
Yeah.
Please know when to stop.
Use it to your defense.
If the man has bought you drinks on his free will and then you said, I don't want to go home with you.
Pull up the receipts. Pull up the factual Bank of America receipts.
So you spent that on your card?
You spent that on Bank of America, Capital One,
so I don't
Wells
owe you anything,
Fargo.
Right? I'd be like, even at that point.
Not sponsored.
Right.
But like...
Fuck Wells Fargo.
Yeah,
they've had so much fraud. They've had so much fraud.
Protect yourself. What I'm saying is, gay, straight, female, or male, please protect yourself and ask questions later.
Like even outside of a bar, there are still experiences where people, like, say someone buys you dinner and they have this expectation of, oh yeah, let's go back to my house. Like, no, like, I can decide for that for myself. If I want to and I really like you, maybe I'll go back, right? As long as I feel safe and secure and I know that you're not up to some crazy shenanigans where you want to take advantage of me. But there are situations where that happens so frequently that it's almost so scary. Like, I've even had friends that literally will not go to bars anymore because they are so scared of that situation. And it's so real. It's insane. It is so scary. Like, that's why I literally, at any point, would rather be like, let's just go to a gay bar. Like, you will have so much more fun. You'll feel more safe. You'll be able to dance and not have all these fucking nasty fucking men looking at you, looking like, oh, like, I'm gonna take her home. Like, no, you're not gonna do shit, because if you do, I'm gonna have 5 groups of bitches on you, and you're gonna be fucking
You're gonna
pummeled.
do what?
You're not gonna do shit.
Exactly.
That's exactly right.
Move along.
Right, and I'll have 911 on speed dial. Don't play with me.
Yeah.
Right. So I think something that we should be taking away from this episode, and this honestly should be a part 1 to hookup culture, because there's still so much to talk about. We only just hit the nail on the head. Just a little bit of the, obviously protect yourself. That's one of the big key takeaways. And secondly, we should be able to speak openly and create a scene. Create a scene. If you feel unsafe, make a start throwing shit. Do something.
Come to you.
Rile that bitch up. Rile that bitch up as loud as you can. As loud as you can. Make a group. Make it a goddamn
You will not
stampede.
cause a problem. You will not cause a problem.
Because at the root, exactly, you'll stop the person that's making it a problem. So please, both of their knowledge and mine, cause a problem. Please cause the problem, because at the end of the day, you're going to be the solution.
And be safe. Be safe. Like, there's people, I feel like some people get gut feelings about people even like halfway through a date, and they're like, oh wait, like, it's giving a little, like, he has all these expectations for me.
There's something not right. Like, listen to your gut. We're not saying hookup culture is bad, but we're saying if you feel something, feel it.
Something.
Right.
If
feel
you
it and
feel
say
something,
it.
say it.
Yeah.
If you don't feel comfortable, listen to yourself.
Yeah. And again, like, we're not going to ever, like, obviously there's people out there that have fallen victim to situations like that, and that's horrible. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure that people have the tools they need to know, all right, like, this is giving very off situation energy. Let me, like, make sure that I'm safe right now.
Yep.
And there's so many ways you can do that. Yeah.
Like, your voice is so powerful.
It's so powerful.
Even though you feel like it's minuscule, even if you feel like you're little, even if you feel like what you say does not matter, even if the other person is making you feel like no matter what you say, it's not going to change the situation, it will.
It will.
Know that because they're making it such a big deal that your voice is not important, that's how important your voice is.
Right, because you're making
notice
them
that.
Notice that.
Exactly.
That's the fact that you feel
notice
that way.
That.
Right. 1000%.
Notice that.
1000%.
Please, you matter. That's all I have to feel.
Yeah.
Part 1 of culture, club culture hookup, you matter. You matter, and so does your voice. So make sure that's heard before you hook up with whoever in the fuck.
Right, because at the end of the day, we just want everyone to be safe.
Yes.
But it's been a minute, and I really hope you guys enjoyed at least this first little part of hookup culture.
Little
I'm sure,
nail on the hammer.
Yes.
But on that note, because we have made this a long episode, I hope you guys enjoyed.
As it should be, though.
Right, it's very important. Very, very, very important.
Very important.
But this is just part 1, girl. We still got more to talk about this. But I hope you guys enjoyed for now. And let's talk about where they can find us, because it's, obviously we got to do a shameless plug here and there. Okay, well, where's your Instagram? It's only Bri. What is it again?
Only Bri, ONLYBRIXO, only Bri XO. I'm not on there during my school semesters. I'm so sorry.
But she will be eventually.
But I will be eventually, so you can find me there.
Right. And she's a sweetheart, and we love her to death.
Yeah.
And, of course...
I only have an Instagram, but it is KYLEBROYLES.
Which spells, right? I was like, what does that spell?
That is my Instagram. Please follow me.
Right. And I am on many different things, but YouTube is official Jaime Music, so if you want to spell like Jamie Music, that's totally fine. Instagram is at Jamie or Jaime _music _. And we have many other episodes to cover, especially with us three, because I think obviously we have many insightful thoughts,
many
and
different perspectives, which is amazing.
It's very important.
You guys will. You'll see. You'll see it. Like you will see. You'll be like, I agree with that perspective. Yeah. Let me hear another one.
Right, like, and then that perspective will make you introspect or make you think or
like
something.
I never thought of it with straight people. Like I never thought of it, especially females. I never
because we're not in that culture.
I'm not a female. Different. I'm not straight. Yeah. I don't know.
So
dangerous.
It is. So it's very it's educational. Like,
I love that. I love the education.
It is very educational. Like to be real, very educational.
It is so educational.
Like, very insightful. I will say, very insightful for you to come on to this. I loved every minute of it. I loved every second of it.
And we appreciate you, Bri, and I appreciate you for even voicing your opinion and being vulnerable with us. You know what I mean? Like, that takes a lot. And at the end of the day, we always got you, babes. Yeah. And we got every other motherfucking woman that wants to listen to this. And that's what I was
about to know. We got every motherfucking woman that's on this goddamn podcast.
And we're showing
and I do it again. And I do it again. I get locked up again, baby.
Baby. I'm a very much an observer. So if I see something crazy, oh my god, I'm acting in 2 seconds.
Out. Like, that's just not you.
2 seconds. That's crazy, yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed. We love you. If you're a new listener to the podcast, please follow on whatever platform you're listening to. And make sure to stay up to date. We got podcasts coming out every Wednesday. Yeah. And we really hope that you guys enjoyed. Brianna, our special guest, thank you so much. We love you to death. And we can't wait to have her on many other episodes because she has such a valued opinion that it's like... we need to be able to have voices that understand, but also give different perspectives.
It's very juicy. And I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait for more.
We can't wait.
It's a secret.
Yeah.
It's a secret. Can you keep it?
No. It's like it's like that Apple song on Charlie.
The Apple I don't know the I'm screaming. He said brass on her. Damn, ding her whole head. That's crazy. Oh, she just beat her whole head. Okay, but we love you guys, and we will see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.